When you encounter someone toxic, your natural impulse is often to defend yourself, explain your point of view, or emotionally react. But that impulse is the exact mechanism toxic people feed on. They thrive in the emotional arena. They gain power not through truth, but through your reaction. Every time you respond with frustration, with anger, with a need to be understood, you're stepping onto their stage and playing the role they subconsciously cast you in. That's why the smartest strategy isn't to engage, it's to observe. Observation is not weakness, it's mastery. When you choose to observe rather than engage, you create space between stimulus and response. That space is where your freedom lives. In that space, you can think clearly, feel deeply without acting impulsively, and see patterns for what they are. Toxic people often repeat the same emotional tricks: guilt, passive aggression, emotional blackmail, manipulation, or victimhood. But when you step back and simply watch their behavior without personalizing it, you begin to see that their actions have far more to do with them than with you. Think of it like watching a storm through a glass window. You can hear the thunder, see the lightning, feel the wind shaking the trees, but you're dry, calm, and protected. That's what happens when you remain in the seat of the observer. You acknowledge the intensity, but you're not pulled into it. That doesn't mean you suppress your emotions. It means you manage them from a higher perspective. You become aware of your emotional landscape, what's being triggered, what wants to react, but you don't become that reaction. You don't hand over control. This takes practice, because most of us are conditioned to react instantly. We defend, we explain, we argue, often to people who aren't even capable of hearing us. Observation gives you your energy back. Instead of wasting it on conversations that go in circles, you conserve it. You start to notice which people drain you, which environments lower your frequency, and which interactions leave you feeling less like yourself. That awareness alone is power. It means you're no longer unconscious in your relationships, you're present, you're awake, and you're choosing. When you stop engaging with toxicity, people might accuse you of being cold or distant. But that's just their discomfort with your boundary. You're not being unkind, you're being conscious. You're choosing peace over chaos. And in doing that, you allow the truth to emerge. Because without your reaction feeding their behavior, the toxic person has to sit with themselves. And often, that's the one thing they're trying to avoid. You'll also notice something else. The less you engage, the more clearly you hear your own voice. The noise fades. Your intuition sharpens. You can feel when someone's words are manipulative, even if they're sugar-coated. You can sense when a conversation is baiting you, when an apology isn't sincere, when a compliment is really a control tactic. This is the gift of observation. It tunes you into reality, not illusion. And here's the most important part. Observing doesn't mean tolerating. It doesn't mean you stay silent forever or allow mistreatment. It means you gather enough clarity to respond, not react, when the time is right. It means you speak from strength, not from hurt. And sometimes, it means walking away entirely, not because you're weak, but because your peace is too expensive to bargain with. In the end, don't engage. Observe is not just a tactic, it's a mindset. It's a way of moving through life as the master of your emotional world. It's the understanding that you don't owe your energy to dysfunction, and you don't need to win every battle. Sometimes, the smartest, most powerful thing you can do is simply not participate. Let them perform. Let them repeat their patterns. You'll be watching, from the quiet, powerful center of your own peace.